Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour, a place we discuss, we debate, and we disagree on all things horror. I'm one of the co-hosts here, Yutaka. Hello, and I'm joined today with George, awfully tan.
Hello. Yes.
I'm joined with Liam, very pale.
Hi.
And today we have a guest host, which we're really excited from his own channel, Oscar Film Forecast. We have Jack.
Hello, I'm very purple today.
As always, yes, this is true.
Given that euphoria bisexual lighting.
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
Totally.
And today it's award season. So we thought with horror films, because they are so often overlooked, we thought, why not do our own little ceremony about horror films that should have won awards? And today we're going to go through I guess you'd say the top several awards. We're going to go through adapted screenplay, original screenplay, supporting actor, actress, lead actor, actress, director, and best picture. And I'm going to give a shout out to, original score, since, because it's my background. And you all should go watch Sound of Violence. It's really fucking good. Seriously. So first off, we are going to go with adaptive screenplay. So with that, I'm going to go with our guest. What's your horror choice? What's your choice for adaptive screenplay from a horror film? There we go.
So there you go. Yeah. I haven't seen some iconic horror movies, so I may be off in terms of like what's the best of the best adapted screenplays, but I looked into Stephen King for this because most horror movies that are adapted seem to be from Stephen King.
And I thought some are bad.
Yeah. I thought the recent It Chapter 1 was a good adaptation of the book. I thought it was a good screenplay, some nice lines, much better than It Chapter 2, which was a mess. So that's what I picked for adapted screenplay.
Okay. You're not wrong. I thought It Chapter 1 was actually there was so much promise. And then It Chapter 2 happened.
Not Jessica Chastain's fault, but yeah.
No, it actually wasn't. I like Jessica Chastain anyways, so. But all right, moving on. George, who's your chick? Or who's your pick?
Who's my chick?
Yeah, who's a chick, George?
My chick off the old block is actually Ira Levin for Rosemary's Baby. I know that obviously there is controversy behind the director of this film, and that aside, I just think that from book to screen as a screenplay, it is. I really love it, and it's one of my favorite films. So
it's an iconic film. I get it,
and it was nominated as well for an Oscar. So I'm going to say that one because I love the book, and yes, although the film is tainted by people, I still think as an adaptation.
We don't have to name them.
No, I'm not.
No, you're good. All right, Liam, your choice.
My adapted screenplay is Candyman 2021, because if I'm honest, I got very confused about what the fuck is adapted and what isn't. So that is the one that I could find that was adapted. That wasn't Stephen King, because I don't really like many Stephen King things.
Wow. Okay.
It's technically adapted because the original Candyman is adapted from a short story
by Clive Barker.
Yes. So that is technically another adaptation of that. So you can have it.
It is. And it was good. So there we go. I'm going with that.
Okay. Could have picked the original, but okay.
Yeah.
I didn't. I know.
The new one was all right.
I panicked.
It was all right. But the original was
both.
Just Candyman.
Just Candyman.
I know I picked a Stephen King film as well, but this was actually it's a really good adaptive screenplay. Even though, and this is going to be a bit like a hot take, I'm not a fan of the director Stanley Kubrick, but I think as a writer, I saw Jack's face when I said that. But it's for The Shining, Stanley Kubrick and Diane Johnson. I thought it was very well. It was a great film. It's very iconic to this day. I love the writing. Again, but I'm not a fan of Kubrick that often. So, but he is held in high regard. So that's why.
I need to watch that movie at some point.
Oh, you've not seen it?
I've seen Doctor Sleep though.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, stop listening to Ben.
Yeah.
Watch
Well, yeah.
The Shining, please.
I'm gonna get around to it.
All right. So then next, let's go with Best Original. So we'll just keep going in that order. We'll go back to you. Oh, wait, yeah. Jack.
My original screenplay is, I think you'll see this movie pop up in many places for me because it is my favorite horror movie ever.
I think I know this.
Would be Hereditary. Thank God Ben is not here. Like you guys said, I think it's, I don't know, it's just everything about that. I can't even put it into words. It's just resonates with me very deeply. Scariest movie I've seen, and I don't know how much the screenplay affects that, but it's my favorite. So
okay. It is a great film. It's so divisive because it's almost like Malignant in a sense. There's like a camp that loves it and a camp that hates it. But I'm with you. I love Hereditary.
I haven't even watched it.
Hereditary is so good.
In the words of Miriam Margolyes, it was a very popular film with people. That's all I'll say.
Oh no.
You didn't like it?
I didn't mind it, but I just think that it was given. I just think, and I believe that.
Yeah, I don't think
a lot of there was a lot of hype about that film, and I was like, I can see by parts of it why that was, but if Toni Collette wasn't in that film, then it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been as good as it was.
It's very intricately crafted.
I like the dollhouse stuff, but that was it.
All right, okay.
I appreciate, Jack, that is your choice.
Thank you.
And I can see why.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead then, George. Your pick.
Well, I'm basic.
Oh yeah. We already know where this is going.
It's Scream because Kevin Williamson. It's Scream. I just think it's my favorite film. And the script is obviously the directing is a huge part, but the script as well is just so good. And it's just Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson just created like something magical, and I just love it. I just love it. Okay, and it had the right amount element of suspenseful horror and like dramatic moments with the cast, but also had some of the most iconic comedy moments, like lines like "Jesus, get the camera. My name's not Jesus." Stuff like that. That's just like will forever be iconic. So
of all the quotes, that's what you chose.
Well, of all the quotes, because it has ones like that you might miss watching the film, but are actually hilarious. There is so many iconic quotes, but they're all iconic, including the little ones like that.
All right, okay.
That's mad.
I'm not mad. I mean, I love Scream as well. I think that movie is going to be highly regarded. Still is to this day. Yeah. No horror opening.
I was going to
made
pick
better.
It, so I will agree with George.
Oh, okay.
I only didn't pick it because I knew George would pick it. So I was like,
so who did you pick?
I picked Silent Night, the film that you got a screeners for. I thought
that was a great one.
It was a great film. Like it had obviously it was a Christmas film, but it was also a horror film, but it was also a comedy, but it was also a drama. Like it was just everything.
The script was phenomenal. I agree.
The script was great. So that's why I put it here, because Silent Night is now going to be in my every year rotation of Christmas films that I watch.
It really should be. It was so good. It was so funny and so twisted. And I think it came out at the right time too, because just right around when everyone was arguing about vaccines. I mean, think about it. Like that movie was smart. Like, so good. So good. And you could actually see Yusuf on our channel review and interview the writer and director. Look at me give Yusuf a shout out.
How
So
dare
kind.
you?
How
Oh.
dare I? But he did really good on that. But that film's really good. So I will go with mine then, and probably the only one here who's seen it. Oh, but yeah, Ben saw it, so but Ben's not here. But I'm gonna go with Gigi Salguero. You know I love her. For Bingo Hell, because I can't think of any horror film to this date. I mean, I think it was a great story. I thought the themes in it were wonderful. I loved the script, but I can't think of one horror film that ends to where you just feel like you just watched the best feel-good movie of your life. It's so true. And that's what's so unique about this film. But yeah, this was about community, family, and the way it just, everything resonated, even though it was some of the goriest stuff I've ever seen. So, but yeah, I love Bingo Hell and I love Gigi Salguero. So I put that down. So next we're going to go with Best Supporting Actor. Who you got, Jack?
I think you may know. May have a hint. Going back to Hereditary, we've got Alex Wolff.
Good lord.
I don't know if you guys can tell, I kind of like this movie. I think when you're in the movie with Toni Collette giving that performance, the fact that you can stand out as also an amazing performance is very telling. I think his performance isn't quite as good as hers, but he's getting there. He's definitely easily the second best part of the movie. And he does a really good scared face.
He does.
He's kind of the heart of the movie too, because he's spoiler alert, like the objective point, and he ends the movie. And his facial expressions, he can do so much with his face. So yeah, I thought he was incredible.
When you can, like you said, when you can go toe to toe Toni Collette in a film like that. No, I totally agree. Good choice.
Yeah.
Gracias.
I did enjoy his performance.
You liked something in Hereditary, George?
I didn't say I hated it. I just said there was a lot of hype for the film. The same with Midsommar. Like, I'm not elevated horror. I'm like Ghostface. I'm like, what is that crap? I'm like, give me a slasher.
Okay. Anyways. Wow. How dare you both?
Or Hereditary.
Oh, look, both of them. Ari Aster, whatever he's called, so fucking overrated. Prick.
No, I didn't say that. Okay, that was Liam. Everybody.
Okay. I'm being dramatic. He's not a prick. I don't know the man.
Just keep stuff in your face. You're making a hot take. No, bye.
Anyway, is it my go now?
Was boring as
yes,
hell.
yeah. Yep. George, who's your pick?
Thank you. Mine is an actor and character which still terrifies me to this day, and it is actor Julian Beck in Poltergeist 2, who played Cain, who was the old man who's like, God is in his holy temple. That I remember I watched that film as maybe like 6 or 7, like young, like when you watched Alien, and he just terrified me. And obviously there's sadness behind it because he was actually very ill when he recorded that. But because and so the way that his face looked was even more terrifying, but just his acting and the way that he approached the role was just like, I just think it's still one of the most iconic roles in horror. I don't think a lot of people always like either haven't seen the film or they just kind of like, when you think about it, you go, oh, actually, yeah, that was, but he terrified me. And so that's why I'm going to go with him.
Terrified a lot of people. Poltergeist 2 is a great film. Grew up with it.
Mm-hmm.
I personally thought you were kind of just choosing that so you could, do an impression. Yep. I was like, oh, here we go. It's the George show. But that's okay. Good choice, George. I like it.
Thank you.
I like your impressions, George. Don't stop doing them.
I won't.
No, don't, because I need to. Yeah, it's true. So we'll go with you, Liam. Who do you have?
My supporting actor was Jack Dylan Grazer in It Chapter 1, because that boy was great. Like, kid actors, they're annoying. He isn't.
That's fair.
He's great in everything. I think he didn't carry it to Chapter 1. But he did, like, out of the kids, he was the standout for me. And he was continuous as well. He was never boring. There was never
He
a
never
lull
missed
in
a
his
beat.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was great. So I think he deserved, if not a win, at least a nomination.
Okay. Yeah. No.
position.
Hey, this is our choices, so go for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I like that. Am going with somebody who I think was snubbed. Well, I think this film was snubbed because I think it's just too much, I think, for awards, even though Cannes thought otherwise, thankfully, for the film, or at least the director. And I am going to go with Vincent Lindon from Titan, because that was one hell of a performance. And it was so damn good. And I adore that movie. And I thought he was just incredible. And that should have been everywhere, in my opinion, on award season. All right. So with that, we're going to go with supporting actress. So Jack, who do you have?
Okay. Some people may consider this a lead performance, but it was
Oh.
campaigned in supporting. So I'm going with Emily Blunt in The First A Quiet Place. She did end up winning the, I believe, SAG Award for supporting actress.
She
'cause
did.
Regina King was not nominated. Yeah. Yeah, I thought, I mean, that bathtub scene alone, she just has to do so much for the whole movie. I do think she carries it. I think John Krasinski's character is probably the main character, but I think she's kind of like Alex Welch. She's kind of like the heart of the movie. And I think she delivers easily the best performance in the film. Like I said, that birth scene where she has to give birth quietly, very well done. Just everything with her. I thought she was easily the highlight of the film.
The only Emily that should have been in Paris.
Yeah.
Can I just confirm you, Taki, you haven't seen A Quiet Place, correct?
Oh, way to put
What?
me on blast like that.
Oh,
Well,
no.
you're always talking about how we haven't seen films like Bingo Hell, so you haven't seen A Quiet Place, correct?
That is correct.
I'll watch The
You
Shining
should
if you
be
watch A Quiet
ashamed
Place.
of yourself.
Hold up.
Sir.
If you're gonna try and call me out, George, we've got an entire list that you filled out of films you have not seen that are just as well in the horror community as. So do not give me that. You can come for me for not seeing A Quiet Place, and I'll give you my reasons. It just didn't appeal to me. I still do need to watch it, and I will. But it never appealed to me. So I apologize. I recognize, though, a lot of people loved it. It was a huge hit, and I'm super happy for John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Actually, the cast in general, they just all seemed very thankful. So I'm not mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
And I should watch it. It's not high on my list. There are some other films I need to watch.
Oh, it should be. It wasn't high on my list either. I had the same thoughts as you. I was like, a silent film. And then I watched it. I was like, oh my God, this is great.
But moving on, George, who's your pick?
So I'm going with Lin Shaye in Insidious because she is she's an iconic horror icon as well. But I was introduced to her through the Insidious movies, and I was just like, oh my God, I thought she was so cool. And I remember always going around school because autism, going around quoting her constantly, saying, if you reach out to one of the dead, all of them can hear you. And I just and my friend, I say friends, people in school were like, this kid needs to be pushed down the stairs. But so yeah, I just think she's iconic. She just brings such a good role, and she plays terrified so well. When we were talking about people who can play scared, and she brings both parts. Like 1 minute she's like, oh my God, the next minute she's like she just plays it so well. So I have to say her for Insidious for me, because that's what I saw her in, but she's done so much great horror that she just in general,
she has
one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Liam, your choice.
My choice is also Emily Blunt in A Quiet Place.
Double the reason you should watch it, Utaka.
Yeah.
Here's my impression of Emily Blunt in A Quiet Place.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oscar
yeah, I know. I just
if people are listening to the
pushing a
podcast, they've
baby
got no idea what's going on.
out of my vagina, but doing it quietly.
I mean, there was more to that scene than that.
There was. Oh, she was just great across the board. To be fair, across the board, the whole cast of that film was great. But yeah, Emily Blunt deserves more than she gets.
True.
My reasons. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I am gonna go with a film that I just saw recently. I don't think this film will get nominated for anything, even though it's probably right now one of the best reviewed horror films already this year. Like, and I think it's I know some people like, hate on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I'd say for given reasons at times. But for a horror film, this is still sitting at like a 94% with over 100 reviews. That's fucking incredible. And that is Brittany Snow from Ty West X. I did not expect her character to be the standout that it was. Her line delivery was incredible. The way she just really seriously stole every scene she was in. I mean, actually, I love the movie in general, but there was just something about her performance and something that we haven't seen from her. I mean,
Adam, how dare you? Brittany Snow has been a scene stealer and everything she's been in.
okay, but not like
I
there
have
was just
notes.
Okay, well, she was in Prom Night. Did she steal the scene in that?
Yes, love
I
Prom
don't
Night,
know.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Oh God, guys, watch. Have you seen the original Prom Night,
Yes,
George?
I have.
Okay, I'm just making
No.
sure. Leo,
I haven't even seen that one. I just agreed. Just to
Oh.
shut
I don't
you up.
even know what that is.
Oh my
It's-
God.
Okay. Anyways, no, Brittany Snow was just fantastic in this film. And I knew going in, I was going to enjoy this film. I just didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy it because she really did. Every fucking scene was so great. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's mine. And that's also my thing. Go out and see X, damn it. Really
Yeah,
I know I really need to see it, but I've
It's
been
interesting.
busy.
It is wild. You know what? It's such a great it's so good. It's like 70s horror to the T. Oh man.
And Brittany Snow does not age because I was like, she looks the same
No.
as she did in Hairspray.
She does. She's stunning.
But yeah.
Oh
agree.
my God. And she had that Farrah Fawcett like hair. Oh,
Right.
she was amazing. All right. So with that, then let's move on to the lead categories. So lead actor. And I'm going to go with you, Jack.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this qualifies as a lead performance. I said James McAvoy in Split
Ooh,
was my
okay.
answer. I think that's technically a horror movie too, kind of
It
thriller, but
is.
some horror aspects. Yeah.
Liam, you all right there?
I think
I
Liam may
fucking
have
hate
picked
you,
that.
Jack.
Do I keep taking yours?
Liam and Jack. Well, we know Jack or Liam's. That's hilarious.
Benefit of
But-
going first.
Oh, well, you too, Liam, can become a guest host if you'd like.
But yeah, I think he leapt from each personality seamlessly.
Yes.
Each character was very distinct and very believable. It almost felt like you were watching a different actor each time he played each character. That's a hard disorder to play, and I think he nailed it.
Yeah, James McAvoy is brilliant.
Yeah, Liam,
Yeah,
do
what
you
she
want to?
said.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like, for fuck's sake. Yeah, no. James
Liam couldn't be
McAvoy,
bothered. Go ahead,
was-
keep eating, Liam. No,
He was great. He was great. He was great.
that film was a
Like-
surprise. It was so good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that film was such a surprise hit, and he was such a surprise in it. I don't think anyone expected to get that kind of performance out of James McAvoy at that point in his career.
That's true. Yeah.
So, based on that, I would say he elevated his status within the acting world and deserved recognition for it with an Oscar, because what he did was extremely difficult, and he did it with ease.
Mhm. Kick out Ryan Gosling and put him in Best Actor for that year.
There we go.
Damn.
Even though when the trailer came out, some people said that if I was his agent, I would have steered him away from it.
Yeah, I remember the trailer was not cut very well. The
Race
trailer
Randolph.
was,
Sorry.
oh,
A certain blonde individual,
Yeah.
fake blonde.
ooh.
Hey, come
Oh,
on now.
wow.
Her mother was
Wow.
brunette. Don't be harsh.
Yeah.
She had a hard
Brunette oppression is intense. I know. It's a hard life for
She
brunettes.
doesn't listen to the podcast.
Oh, this is true. She wouldn't. But oh my
Not the fruit.
gosh.
Not the fracking.
Not the fracking.
Ah, we try and not call out other people, but okay, all right.
I'm joking.
We only call out each other.
Yeah. Sorry. It just reminded me.
But you're not
of
wrong. I do
yeah,
remember. I remember that.
saying that.
So all right. Well, we know now that
What
Jack
leaves.
and Liam are like on the same wavelength. So I know at least myself and George are never on the same wavelength. So George, who's your lead actor?
Tony Todd in Candyman.
That's a good one.
Because
I do like that.
he delivers the lines so well. Like his voice in general is just so like mesmerizing in a sense. Like I could listen to him, like, you know what they say, I could listen to him read the phone book. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got such a distinct voice.
Mhm.
And in the role of Candyman, he's just fantastic in both voice and stance. Like he has this like menacing quality, but also like this vulnerability as well that you can see in him. And in general, he is fantastic. I mean, I loved him. I love him in everything.
Anything, yeah.
Final Destination. I like the new ones coming out. So, James,
If he's not in it,
you're
we're gonna.
listening. Yeah, can you please put him in it, because he wasn't in enough of those films. I mean, he was technically in the third as voice, but he wasn't in 4. But that doesn't matter because we don't count 4. But he was iconic in the rest of them and in that. So I'm going to say Tony Todd in general, but for Candyman, the first Candyman, he was.
Yeah, his voice is haunting yet soothing. But with that, I will go with my lead actor, and it's because I'm older and a little basic. But he was fucking phenomenal in this role, and that is Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Terrifying, the way his descent into madness. Oh my God. It was, and I mean, this man has won awards, clearly. So this wasn't the movie to win it, but I just think his performance, though, was something that really should have just been. Was he nominated for this? I don't even know. I should have looked that up.
I don't
No,
think so.
he wasn't.
Okay, good. He should have, but I had a backup if he had been nominated. I didn't do my homework on that one. Sorry, guys. But yeah, he really should have. That was a great fucking film. But again, he's won plenty. I mean, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, guys. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Don't watch Ratchet, because that was Ratchet. I will go ahead and say, let's go with lead actress. So, Jack, who do you have?
I think I'm pretty predictable here.
Yeah, I already know. Which is good.
I'm going
'cause
with-
I switched mine because I was going to say this as well.
It's a safe
so.
assumption. Safe assumption. Toni Collette in Hereditary.
Yep.
In my opinion, the biggest acting Oscar snub that I have ever witnessed. The best performance of that year.
Yeah.
One of my favorite performances, I think, personally, of all time. I mean,
I think
what
we all
she
thought
does
she was a
is
lock.
incredible. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but they don't like their horror movies. And like you said, it was a little divisive, so that didn't help either. But she carried the entire movie on her back. I mean, you could like clip out any 10, 15 seconds of her performance in that and just like teach it in acting classes. She's just, the way she handles like the grief and everything that character goes through. I mean, the dinner table scene where she freaks out, the way she like switches from like possessed to not possessed. I mean, incredible. Kick out Lady Gaga.
Was she nominated? Was that the year she was nominated, was it?
It was.
Oh,
How dare you?
for
would you
stars
pick out?
born.
Who else was
Close.
nominated?
Olivia
Yeah,
Colman.
click out
Close.
Glenn Close.
Okay.
Click out
yeah.
Glenn Close.
Wait, who won? Oh,
I would kick
Olivia
her out,
Colman
too.
won that
Olivia
year.
Colman.
She did.
Yeah.
She was great.
She was, but I would still pick Toni Collette over Olivia Colman.
Then you've
for
got Yalitza Aparicio for Roma.
Oh yes.
that. Yeah, it would have to be for Closer Gaga.
Yeah.
No, I would say kick out Glenn Close, because what Gaga did was something new, fresh, and
Playing a pop star.
deserved the recognition.
I love Gaga, but I don't think she did.
I think
Oh
she
God,
did.
we are gonna get canceled.
No,
Oh
I
my
love
an
God.
Oscar that year anyway.
I love Lady Gaga,
That's
and I
true.
thought, and I love the film, but and I only wanted to win because I was in Gaga zone. But like when you look
That's
at
true.
like acting, like
Oh, I thought she was
Not much
Gucci,
belief.
House of Gucci was more of a. She should have been nominated for that, or with that more so than A Star Is Born. I would say, personally, because it's just a
That's
bit
a
more
bigger
of a
leap for her.
exactly.
Okay, that's fair.
But anyway,
Yeah,
we'll get off on a
she did
tangent.
carry that film. That was the only good thing about that film.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Dirty cigarettes.
I don't believe in glorifying murder. However, I do believe in
100
empowering
people
women.
in a room.
Oh God. Oh, I can't wait to hear this back later. Okay, so George, who's your lead actress pick?
So mine, surprise, is Nev Campbell for Scream. But actually, in general, but I think, and we discussed this actually with Ryan C. Showers, I think her best performance as Sydney is actually Scream 3. Tied between Scream 2 and Scream 3. I think in Scream 3, she has so much of a trajectory from suffering and being vulnerable right at the beginning to at the end just being an absolute queen as she is. And so I just think she deserves one in general for everything she's done. But I scream Sydney Prescott, she's my icon, she's the moment. And yeah, so I just think she is. And I know that Liam is like turning in his grave right now. But please, Liam, tell us how Gail Weathers should be best actress.
Oh God.
I nearly put.
I thought you were
as a
going to
joke,
do.
put Courtney
Courtney
Cox in
Cox.
supporting. And then I
thought-
went, no, I can't do that, Emily Blunt. And I put Emily Blunt back in.
But no,
But
yes, so for me,
I don't disagree. Nev Campbell was phenomenal in the role of Sydney. I could see that with the third. You know how I feel about the Scream series. I love it. So,
and obviously it's a very different performance to, obviously if she's up against Toni Collette, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, fine. But
yeah.
like in general, I just think that she embodied that role so well and like really just played it extremely well. So.
Liam, who's yours?
Well done. My pick for best actress is Lupita Nyong'o for Us, because what she did in that film was phenomenal, and
So
it
glad
deserved.
I changed mine.
Is that going to be yours?
Well,
So Jack and I know there are two people I have huge snubs for. You just had the other one, Liam.
yeah. So that is my pick. She deserved it. She didn't get it, and fuck the Oscars.
That was
You
one of
should
the
have won.
biggest snubs too. Yeah, that is another winning.
Renee
Like
Zellweger.
right.
You won't forget
Nope.
me, will you? Yeah, we will. Next.
We already have.
But yeah, Lupita Nyong'o, fucking phenomenal in that role. I was not a huge
really
fan
was.
of Us,
I
but
love
the
Us.
reason I loved it though was because of her. Like she just, she deserves more roles. Like my God, she's phenomenal.
I watched her in another great horror film.
I think I know.
Believe it was Australian.
Was it the zombie
zombie
kids?
one?
The Zombie
zombies?
Kids.
Josh,
The Zombie Kids. That was great, and she was great in that as well. I loved that film. I've watched it multiple times now. I can't remember the name though. Why can't
it
I
Is it
remember? the
Little
name?
something?
Little
Yeah.
things or
Little
Things
Little
is
something.
the Denzel Washington movie.
oh
right?
yeah, that's right. Shoot, no,
Little
his is-
Monster.
Little Monsters, I think maybe. Oh, now
Isn't that the
I've
Gaga
got-
fan base?
no.
I've got a page
Yeah,
up.
it is.
Little Monsters, yeah.
It
She
is
was Miss
Little-
Caroline in Little Monsters.
Pause up, baby.
Yeah, she was great in Us. Little Monsters was the same year actually. So there's two films in the same year that she was great in, both horror films, and both didn't get her anything. Like poor Little Monsters, that didn't even get anywhere, and it should have because it was great.
I think it was dropped to Hulu here, which again, that's, but Us is, my God, she should be studied in acting classes for that.
Yeah.
She was
Yep.
so phenomenal. But those, yeah, I always think about the two biggest snubs, and it's Toni Collette and Lupita Nyong'o. So
Back
I
to
didn't
back.
choose those because I
Ooh,
figured
well done.
Jack was going to choose Toni Collette, and I was going to say Lupita Nyong'o, but since Liam said that, even though I still support that, I'm actually going to go with the woman behind him, and that's Regina Hall, because Master is fucking phenomenal. I cannot stop raving about it, but I thought her performance in this film was this great slow burn. And then, I mean, you're just gutted by her performance at the end. So I thought I'm sorry. She is phenomenal. I just think it sucks it came out this early, because maybe, just maybe, it could have gotten maybe a push from Amazon. I don't know. Again, it's genre film, so we know how that works. But it does kind of stink that it was released kind of right now. But then again, she's going to be hosting the Oscars, so here's hoping she gets like a hot mic moment. And it's like, watch my film, because you should. It's so good. So next we will go with Best Director. And I'm really excited to see this, because I think we'll see a good mix here. So Jack, who would you like to see, or who should have won?
I think Ari Aster for Hereditary did a really good job directing that movie.
I think we know his best pick.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a hint. I was, because I didn't want to just do Hereditary, but I was looking at other options, and no other movies seemed as like well directed as that film. Like every minute detail, everything in that movie was deeply thought out, and he's the mastermind behind that. And one of the biggest jobs of a director is to bring out great performances in the actors, and he brought out amazing performances all around in that movie.
Agreed.
Every technical aspect was good. He wrote the movie. I mean, he's the mastermind behind it, and it is my favorite horror movie, so I've got to give it to him.
All right. Yeah. George, Best Director, go. We already know it, but go.
Wes Craven.
Oh my God, who
It's
knew?
what that meme pretends to be shocked. But I'm gonna say, because for New Nightmare. Because
oh my God, I love you, George.
Because that
Bravo.
film, I love Scream, and I love all his films, like Nightmare on Elm Street. But New Nightmare was just like this thing that moment, you're just like, what in the hell is going on? And it was just iconic, and it's making me well up thinking about it. But it's just so good, and it deserves more recognition. And I think people joke because oh yeah, you've got all these Nightmare on Elm Street, and I think some people haven't even seen that film. I think there are people who don't really know what it is.
He really only has 3 that he was behind.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I'm talking about in general, when people think about Nightmare on Elm Street, they think about
that's fair
franchise. And I think some people probably don't think about that film.
It was a great film, and the whole
good. And can I just quickly talk about something that I saw yesterday on Twitter that's very linked to this, that really annoyed me, and it's to do with Scream, the TV show that was cancelled. The directors and the writers of the showrunners said exactly what season 3 and 4 was going to be of their Scream show, and season 4 was going to be a nod to New Nightmare, and at the end they were going to yell cut, and it was going to be them finishing Scream, the TV series, and then somebody so that really annoyed me.
I would have been okay with that.
That would have been so
that
good.
Was a fun opening. Like, it caught me. I remember watching that, and I was like, what? No. Oh, but New Nightmare is actually really great.
Because I just thought it was going to be a reboot of because it was like New Nightmare. I thought, oh, they're going to reboot the franchise, and then I was like, oh, damn, this is crazy. So
it's one of the better regarded films of the series. I mean, growing up, I didn't realize how little Wes Craven had with the whole series, with 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
but I mean, the best ones are 1, 3, and 7 anyways.
Well, in the words of Casey Becker, the first one was, but the rest sucked. Liam, who is your
Yes.
director?
My director is Alfred Hitchcock because he never won.
No.
He was only ever nominated and never won.
Which
Like, he's
that's actually
regarded
very
as one
true.
of the best directors ever,
Mm-hmm.
and he never won. Yeah, I mean, it's self-explanatory why I obviously picked him. He should at least have had one. Psycho alone is thought of as one of the greatest horror films of all time.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, Alfred Hitchcock has made classics that, yeah, I thought he won at some point. I can't believe now.
I think he got an honorary
No.
one after he died.
Oh,
maybe.
I hate when people get honorary ones because it's like,
Yeah.
we never were going to give you one anyways.
Mm-hmm. Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson's getting one this year.
Oh, is he?
He should have got one for Pulp Fiction.
He should have.
I'll never
Really
forget
should
He
have.
should have.
the Oscars last year. That ending. That last
Messy.
Oh my god! They were
Oh.
like, "And thank you for watching. Good night." And we were all like,
Yep.
Well, speaking of hot takes that the Oscars sometimes does, and actually, I think a lot of the awards, a lot of award ceremonies this season, only one did this person win, and two did they get a nod, and I was so happy to also see that. And that would be Julia Ducournau for Titan. That film, again, if you've not seen it, it's so hard to explain because it is the like biggest what the fuck am I watching? And then just the performances that they're able to get from, you know, the cast and just the story. It is so mind-boggling and just so beautiful. It is one of it's one of the best regarded horror films this past year in the international scene. And again, genre filmmaking is looked down upon so much. So to see that she got the is it the Palme d'Ors from thank you from Cannes is massive. It's huge. And so I think a lot of, well, I myself thought, well, maybe the Oscars. No. So props to BAFTAs, which that shocked me that she got a best directing nod. So that I was not expecting.
That's because the Brits have taste.
She
No, it's
didn't
because
win.
you guys started a jury.
Oh,
20 people who pick the nominations instead of the large group.
20 British people with taste.
Yeah.
all right.
That's
Okay,
fair.
we'll give you that.
That's fair.
That's fair. But with that, we already know Jack's best pick.
Oh.
But Jack,
Please
go ahead and
for
tell
us.
us again why you love Hereditary.
It's actually Scream. The first Scream is my best picture. No. I have not seen that movie. Hereditary. Yeah.
"Hereditary." Tell us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hereditary. I mean, I've said most of my piece with this movie.
It's a great film.
Incredible.
It
incredible.
really should have been on the awards circuit. It's disgusting how it was snubbed. I'm not mad at that because I personally love Hereditary. Ben doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about,
He's insane.
even though he just now has finally started watching the Friday the 13th series and's actually been enjoying it. So next, your best pick, George. No, I'm looking behind you.
It's not that.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I wanted to throw
What is this?
everybody off
What?
because it was going to be that. And I thought, do you know
Holy
what?
shit.
I'm gonna. It's 28 days later because the way the look of the film, the style at which shot, the acting, the script, all of it is just like so haunting. And that opening, again, I know we talk about Scream and that being and it nowhere is near Scream, but that opening is still like crazy, and it's it's one of my like comfort films. Like if I'm feeling depressed, I'm like, let's stick on 28 Days Later.
Because can I plug something then real quick since you said that?
Yutaka, please tell me more about this.
I just want to plug a really awesome documentary that is currently filming, because as George just made an actually really good observation that some horror films can be that for you. And that is Mental Health and Horror, a documentary. And so I just have to plug that since and that was not even planned, but hearing George say that just, mental health is very important in my opinion. And I love that this documentary is happening. So just hearing George say that just kind of brings back to what we had previously interviewed a couple folks from that, from what Andrew had stated. So that's nice to hear that, George.
Yeah, and I mentioned that
that's not my
in our
comfort
interview
film,
as well. But yeah, no, I just love it. The way it's filmed, that it's all so brilliant, and I think it's like, I feel like not enough people talk about it, so I'm talking about it now. So yes, Scream is obviously my favorite film of all time, but I wanted to go a little bit left field, and I went with 28 Days Later.
Proper term.
Thank you.
Okay.
And for information, 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later is available on Star in the UK.
Oh,
it is.
Look at us plugging things. Liam, your best picture pick.
My best picture pick is what I have behind me. It is Master. I loved Master. I keep saying how much I loved Master. That review was just me screaming about how much I thought it was great.
I know.
Yeah. But as we do say in the review, because of when it's coming out, it is highly unlikely that it will stick around within the consciousness when it comes to award season. And that is such a big shame, because this would be the perfect kind of film to break through into award season.
I think so.
So that is why I picked it, because I just loved it so much. But I think it's missed its shot because of coming out now and not say like November-ish time.
Is it releasing theatrically anywhere, or is it all?
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
selected.
It is?
selected
Okay,
theaters.
so
is.
it would
It's
qualify.
in select theaters, and
I'm actually gonna go see it Monday in theaters.
Nice.
I
That'd be
couldn't
good.
believe we're showing it here. I'm so
Yay.
excited. It's in the ritzy part of town, which that's why I'm also shocked. But I'm really excited. Honestly, I agree, Liam. It's a film that really resonated with me. I really loved it. And to be able to see it on the big screen, that's going to be a moment for me.
Agreed.
So yeah, I love it, Liam.
Okay,
That's a great pick.
Thank you.
What do you tackle?
Well, as I said,
Close us out big.
Okay. Since well, I've got a tie. That's right, bitches. Yeah, I couldn't decide between two films. So first off, because it would just be awful if I didn't mention Scream. I'm mentioning that because I honestly thought that George was going to, and when he didn't, I was like, well, fuck.
You were shook.
I was, because there's something that I do have to say. Just Wes Craven in general, I do love, and I would have chosen for director, but Teton was just so like, oh my God, that was a snub that I was like, ah. But Wes Craven has continually reinvented the horror genre at times. And I think Scream just, it took what many thought like slashers were done, like stop making them. And he just said, I'm gonna make it. And it's going to make fun of the genre. It's also going to be slick, great script. But to this day, again, as we all say, that opening is one of the best. It is actually the best horror opening, in my opinion. Seeing that in a theater and seeing that was sheer terror. And it was so damn good. But the entire film, which Jack, you need to watch it. Oh, I didn't say who. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying, don't spoil.
Don't pull a Yusuf and X. So
yeah,
I'm saying that to myself. But anyways, no, Scream. But I had to mention it. And my other pick, because I haven't also stopped talking about this film. So Hopefully you guys will get on the bandwagon and watch it, because I didn't stop talking about Master. And look, you two love that, right? But this film, which is the film behind me, is another film that I thought was just incredible. It comes from Alex Noyer, and it's Sound of Violence, and it stars the legend, the icon, the moment, Jasmine Savoy Brown. Yeah, but no, Sound of Violence was just such a phenomenal film that also tackles not generational trauma, but does tackle drama, mental health. And while you are there to empathize with the lead character, you certainly don't sympathize with her, because she is a stone cold killer. But it's such a great film, and it just hits on so many different levels. And one of the things that I've really been enjoying over the past couple of years also is horror films that really use something else to be kind of like a starring role, or like an antagonist, or even a protagonist, like, just something that's not a person, in a sense, kind of like Master did with Ancaster, the university. My Valentine had with their soundtrack. So did this. And this is the story of somebody who uses sound as a way of killing people, and eliciting screams. And that helps with, you just need to see it, because it begs, what would you do? It begs the question, what would you do to make sure you can regain everything that you lost, or prevent losing everything? And thank you very much for everyone that's listening, for watching. Also, huge thank you to Jack. And Jack, where can people find you?
At Oscar Film Forecast is my YouTube channel. Hopefully next award season is better than this one, so stick around for that one.
But seriously, watch them.
You can catch Ben over there once every blue moon.
More so than here.
Same here.
Yeah.
Ben's dead. Yeah.
He's passed. He's going to come back for Ben 2, the other side. So look forward to that.
And make sure to hit that subscribe button. And you could also listen to us at our podcast. Links are everywhere. Who knows, here, there, somewhere. We've got reviews, interviews, and yes.
And also, don't forget Utaka as well. We are going to be covering, guys, so keep an eye out for this. We've got coverage of a festival. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. It's called the Unnamed Footage Festival, and it's all found footage movies, pretty much basically all horror or thriller in some element. So we've got a selection of them that we'll be covering, so keep an eye out for that. There'll be reviews, maybe possibly some interviews, we'll see. So it should be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of discussions happening, so keep an eye out for those. Sorry, Utaka, I had to jump in there.
Oh, no, that's good, because I got one more festival, the Boston Underground Film Festival. We will also be covering films from that, so just stay tuned, y'all.
We're killing it, guys.
We're trying. But anyways, well, yeah, we'll just end on that. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.